You ever thought your wedding day would be the moment everything changes, only to discover the moment after means even more? 24 hours after walking down that aisle, she turned to me and asked, "Would you be angry if my boyfriend came over?" My heart froze. My mind exploded with questions I wasn't ready for. Did she mean today? Was this hidden all along? What did this mean for us? For me? For our marriage? I couldn't believe I'd said "I do" just hours ago, thinking it was forever, only to face something I never imagined. In that moment, I realized weddings don't erase secrets. They don't change someone into someone else. So, I decided I needed answers. I decided I'd confront what's real. That question became the hardest moment of my life, and the turning point that made me see everything differently. That I woke up the next morning, still wearing my wedding ring, with that question echoing in my mind. How does someone even ask that? My boyfriend. The words tasted unreal. I replayed the day before, every smile, every vow, and wondered, did I miss signs? Was there something already broken that I didn't see? I remember the way she looked last night, soft, happy, but also distant. I thought love had fixed everything, that marriage would make us closer. But what if parts of her had always been separate from me? I sat there wondering what she meant, what kind of love she held in her heart. Was it confusion? Was it betrayal? Was she testing the limits? Or was this her truth, finally stepping into light? I felt like I was walking blind, trying to piece together a story I didn't know I was part of. I asked her, "What does boyfriend mean here? Is this someone from before? Are you in love with someone else?" She hesitated. She said, "I want you to hear me out." Her voice shook. She told me there was someone she had feelings for, someone she was close to, someone she didn't talk much about because she didn't want to hurt me. I listened. I felt anger, heartbreak, confusion, but also curiosity. It was basic at first, admit the truth. I found out that this boyfriend was someone she met long ago, someone she still trusted as a friend, someone she felt maybe more than friendship with. Or maybe not. The lines were blurred, and she was scared. Scared of losing me. Scared of hurting me. But she needed to be honest. I realized betrayal isn't always sudden. Often it grows quietly, between truths half-spoken and moments avoided. My first reaction was rage. My second was silence. I thought about everything I'd done wrong. Maybe I'd ignored signs. Maybe I hadn't listened enough. Maybe I assumed too much. I saw her tears, and I saw guilt. I saw love mixed with shame. And I saw that sometimes love doesn't follow the rules you expect. I saw that she was torn. I saw that she hoped I would understand. But at the same time, I felt my world collapsing. How do you stay married when your partner says someone else matters like that? I had to decide. Do I fight? Do I walk away? Or do I try to dig deeper, to find what made her feel this was her path? Because I loved her, that feeling was still there. Even now, in this chaos, loving someone doesn't always mean being okay with everything. But it can mean trying to understand. I asked more questions, not in anger, but with trembling voice.
Who is he?
How long have you felt this? Do you see a future with him? With us? She told me. This has been going on in her mind before we met. Before we said, "I do." She never stopped thinking about him. But she kept going with me because she loved me, because she believed love could outgrow the past. She confessed that she tried to make me enough, tried to convince herself memories fade, feelings change, but they didn't. So she asked, "Would you be angry if I invited him over just to talk? To seek closure? Not to choose him, but to understand?" And that question cut deeper than any betrayal. It showed me that honesty itself can hurt, but it also can heal. That I looked at her and realized, love is about raw truth. I realized marriage is more than fairy tale vows. It's about facing truths you never wanted. It's about staying when it's hard and growing when you're scared. In that moment, I decided I would not run from this. I would not pretend everything was fine. I needed to hear her, see her, know her. And I needed her to see me, not the husband she thought I was, but the man feeling lost, broken, but still wanting to understand. So I nodded. I said, "Yes, bring him here. Let's talk. Let's let lights into the dark parts. Let's see what's alive, what's dead, what can be saved. Because sometimes you only know what love means when you risk losing it. He came over. I saw him across the room. Her boyfriend. Someone I'd never met. I watched their eyes, their smiles. I watched the weight she carried, the shame, the comfort, the fear. He was quiet at first. I was silent too. Then she spoke, telling him about feelings, about guilt, about wanting loyalty, about wanting clarity. Then he spoke, telling her about kindness, about regret, about how complicated love can be, about how sometimes friendship becomes something else, about how sometimes people hold on to memories because letting go feels like ripping their own heart. I listened. I heard apologies. I saw tears. I saw hope. I saw something unexpected. Honesty leading to a moment of shared grief and shared understanding. I felt angry still, but less sharp. I felt hurt, but less alone. After they left, she and I sat, silence heavy. I swallowed the knot in my throat. I asked, "Where do we go from here?" She said she didn't want the end, but also didn't want lies. She wanted us to rebuild truth. I said I would try, but I asked her to. Will you ever want him more than you want me? Will you always hold his memory when you're with me? Don't promise what you can't keep. She nodded. She said she doesn't know yet. She says she's learning. And I realize, sometimes healing doesn't come as promise. It comes as work. It comes as small moments of trust. It comes as choosing each other again and again, even when wounds bleed still. Because love is fragile, yes, but also powerful when it holds on. That we both changed. I stopped pretending I didn't hurt. She stopped hiding what she felt. We went into therapy. We talked to friends. We sat in our home and listened to the echoes of that question over and over. Would you be angry if my boyfriend came over? It became the question that saved us, or at least gave us a chance. We set boundaries. We made rules about transparency. We made space for the past, but decided the past couldn't steal our future. Sometimes she cried. Sometimes I screamed. But through the mess, trust started to grow. We didn't go back to what we were before. We became something more honest, more aware, more alive. Now, days, weeks, months later, I still wear my ring. She still sits across the table, and sometimes I see that memory flicker in her eyes. But now it comes with gratitude. Gratitude that we faced it, that we didn't let silence win. That question, terrible as it was, forced us into truth. We didn't end up perfect. We ended up real. And part of me believes that's more rare, more brave. If you ever face a moment like that, remember, truth hurts, but truth also frees. Asking the hard questions, letting them in, allowing the light into shadows. It might be the only way forward. I don't know where this leads us yet, but I know I'd rather walk forward together, real, than pretend walked forward alone.